Saraswataya Namaha. Om Shri Saraswatyai Namaha. Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. We'll sit up nice and tall. Gently close the eyes. Place your feet firmly on the ground. And allow your palms to rest in your lap. You can put the right palm on top of the left, or simply place them gently on the legs. Take a deep breath in. Gently breathe out. Another deep breath in. Gently let go. Allow the breath to naturally slow down. Gently deepen. With each breath in, allow the mind to become alert. And with each breath out, allow the body to relax and settle firmly in your seat. Invoking the grace of all of our Gurus, the entire lineage of Siddhas, of Mahatmas, of Swamis, within your own mind, see the form of the Divine Guru, however he has come into your life. Visualize at the top of the head, the crown of the skull, a beautiful lotus. As that lotus blooms and opens, see the divine feet of your Guru within them. Notice each toe. Notice the softness of the feet. Invoking blessings of the Guru. Sada Shiva Samarambham Shankaracharya Madhyamam Asmat Shri Guru Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam Narayanam Padmabhavam Vasishtham Shaktim cha Tatputra Parasharancha Vyasam Shukam Gaurapadam Mahantam Govinda Yogindra Mathasya Shishyam Shri Shankaracharya Mathasya Padmapadan cha Hastamadakam cha Shishyam Tam Totakam Vartikakaramanyaan Asmad Gurum Santatamanatosmi Asmad Gurum Santatamanatosmi Gurur Brahma Gurur Vishnu Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha Guru Sakshat Parabrahma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Om Asmat Guru Charanarvindabhyam Namaha. Allow the presence of your Guru to permeate your entire being. Mentally bowing down at the lotus feet. gratitude for their presence. You can slowly and gently become aware of the body, the toes, the knees, the belly, the chest, the arms, the neck, the jaw, the head. Take another deep breath in. Gently let go. Bringing the palms to the heart together. Gently bow the head. Rub the palms together to create some warmth and place them over your eyes. As you gently blink your eyes open and come back. How are we feeling? It's important for you to note how you're feeling right now, because hopefully we'll be able to do this again at the end of the session. So we have a benchmark of how connected we feel. Anybody wants to share what they felt, what they saw? Just one line. Anybody? Very calming. Okay, that's nice. Especially at the end of the day. I hope no one fell asleep. I tried not to keep it too long so that we wouldn't fall asleep. Yeah, very important. So, today our topic is honoring the Guru within. So I think the first question is, who is a Guru? What is a Guru? Why do I need a Guru? Do I need a Guru? Are these some of the questions you have in your mind? Yes or no? I expect responses, by the way, in this session. It's a study circle, not a lecture. So you have to say yes, no, a little bit response you have to give. Yes? Okay. Now, did any of you come with the question, what is a disciple or a student? Yes, no? Be honest. There's no right or wrong answer here. Yes or no? No, not really, no? So often we hold the Guru responsible. It's like, your job is to get me to moksha or to freedom or to happiness or whatever our goal is. And so there's so much that we can discuss. So much. But we'll start with what I believe to be the basics. And some of you will probably be familiar with some of this. So bear with me. Take it as a refresher. In the Upanishads, which are considered our source of knowledge, our authentic source of knowledge, we gain snippets of what is a guru, who is a guru, as well as who is a disciple and what the qualifications of a disciple are, or a student, whatever you may call it. So in the Chandogya Upanishad, we get one line called, that says, Acharyavan Purusho Veda, which means that only the one who has an acharya, who has a teacher or a guru, knows the truth. Actually, it says Veda, which means knows, and so it can actually mean anything. In every sphere of life, we need a guru, we need a teacher, we need an acharya. And so there are subtle nuances to these words, which we can explore. And so the first one is probably guru, the word itself. So when I say the word guru, what comes to your mind? What do you think? Teacher? Anything else? Okay, someone who removes ignorance. That's the standard answer. Like, that is the clear definition. Very good. Anything else? You think of Baba. That's also very nice. A link to God. That's also very clear definition. That's very nice. To be semantic, the word guru literally means heavy. Heavy. something with weight, something large, something dense. And the opposite of that is lagu, which means light, free, airy, whatever you want to call it, fluffy. But Guru is heavy, Guru is dense. Guru is very, very strong. Guru. That word itself means heavy. Why do we connect it with the teacher? It's because what the teacher gives us is very deep. It's very heavy. Heavy in the sense that when we first hear the truth from the Guru, we outright reject it. We think that this Guru doesn't know what they're saying. They're telling me that I can be of unlimited potential. I have all the resources available. I have unlimited knowledge available to me at the snap of fingers. And we think, that's not my experience. Therefore, he's wrong. She's wrong. Guru cannot be wrong. I mean, Guru is wrong. That's what we initially think. But when we think a little bit more, the role of a Guru is not just to deliver the truth, but to ensure that we assimilate it. So when we look at the technical definition of the word Guru in the teacher sense, I can read you the, if you're a Sanskrit buff, you'll probably enjoy this. Gukaro andhakarascha rukaras tannivarakaha, which means Gu, the syllable, represents the darkness of ignorance. And Ru means the one who removes it. So Guru is the one who removes the darkness of ignorance. This is the break, what's it called? The syllable breakup of the word, basically. And so, by this definition, technically, many people in our life can be considered a guru. Yes? What kinds of gurus do we have in our life? Based on this simple understanding. What do we have teachers for? I told you I'll make you talk. Sorry, if you came expecting a lecture, it's not happening. Our parents, very nice. Who else? Think.
School teachers.
School teachers. What else?
Your bosses at work,
Your seniors, your boss at work. Yeah, they can also be good. Sometimes they may not.
Sometimes.
But yes, if you're blessed, you have good bosses.
But the point is they're still teaching you.
True. Oh, you mean in that way, like there's a lesson that comes through your really bad boss? Is that what you meant?
Well, hopefully you don't have a bad boss.
No? Okay, because I was going to be like, that's not the kind of guru we're looking for.
But hopefully you don't have a bad boss. But,
Hopefully you don't.
Yeah. Sometimes they teach you your weakness. They show you your weakness.
Yes, in a way, yes. But based on this definition, the guru is actively coming and is actively trying to help you be better. I don't think your boss, who's really after your work and is hounding you for things, is really concerned about your growth and development in the way a guru would, a way a teacher would.
You learn. Good about what?
You learn, but that means you are a good student. You are an active disciple. You're an alert human being that's learning from situations.
But you learn from that person who's teaching you in a good way and a bad way. You end up learning.
I like that. That is one kind of guru. And so by this simple definition, we can see many people can be our guru. And so in the traditional context, when we think of guru as someone who teaches us about religion, spirituality, our Hindu culture, our Sanatan Dharma, there are various categories. And they come in various degrees or shades, as you may call it. And so one of them is called Shiksha Guru, the one who teaches. So this Shiksha Guru is someone who imparts the knowledge to you. They impart you various skills that you need, various sadhanas that you can do, whether it's someone who teaches you how to do puja, someone who teaches you how to do japa, someone who teaches you how to meditate. These are all Shiksha in a way. So various study circles that you have, the person who's imparting the knowledge to you can be considered a Shiksha Guru in some ways. Then you have what many people, I think in a very traditional setting would consider a guru, is Diksha Guru. So this is a person that is connected to a tradition, is connected to a lineage, and connects you to that lineage. Whether it's through learning, whether it's through mantra, whether it's through some kind of technique that they practice. So some people will consider mantra diksha to be connection to a guru, connection to a lineage. If any words are unclear, please raise your hand and ask me. Please feel free to interrupt me. There is no... Think of this as a conversation between me and you.
Did you say Diksha?
Diksha, yes. Diksha. So some traditions will have a tradition of Diksha. So you come and you receive initiation. That's the English word, but it doesn't really cover all the bases. Because initiation simply means that moment. But Diksha means you're guided at each step of the sadhana, at each step of the practice that you are taught. So when a guru gives you Diksha in a mantra, that guru is ideally supposed to also guide you on how to chant the mantra, when to chant it, how many times, which day, what you have to do before, what you have to do after. The guidelines that come with that particular practice, your Diksha guru is supposed to tell you. This is, again, everybody's path is different. So it may not be that we receive Diksha into certain sadhanas. It may be that we do. For example, Swami Chinmayananda, his Diksha guru who gave him sannyas was Swami Shivananda. So he initiated him into the order of sannyas as a Swami and connected him to the lineage that goes all the way up to Adi Shankaracharya. But when we look at Gurudev's life, he credits a lot of his own development, his own understanding of the scriptures to Swami Tapovanji, who was his Shiksha Guru. So we can have different kinds of gurus in our life, and they can be Shiksha Gurus, they can be Diksha Gurus, they can even be the gurus that show us the path or guide us to our gurus. So those are also considered some kind of guru. Technical word is they are Vartma Pradarshaka Guru, but don't worry about the word. The idea is this is a person who you met and you had a chat with them and they were like, oh, you might be interested in this study circle. Why don't you come tomorrow? And then you came along with them and you were like, wow, this is amazing. I want to come every month. I want to come every week. I want to be a part of this organization. I want to be a part of this guru's tradition. They are also, in a way, guru, because they have connected you to that tradition. They have connected you to your path. So guru is many different kinds. And it'll all make sense as we kind of go a little bit further. Then you have what we call the Satguru. This Sat in Satguru means truth, the ultimate truth. So the guru whose words touch you and connect you to the truth in the closest possible way, they would be your Satguru. So you can have many Shiksha Gurus, you can have many Diksha Gurus depending on what tradition you are a part of. Like if you're in Sri Vidya Sadhana, there are many gurus that may guide you in different sadhanas, different mantras. And that's part of that tradition. But when we say Satguru, there is only one Satguru for each of us. That's that Guru whose words have lifted us into that awareness of the truth, who we feel this deep-seated connection with. And that deep-seated connection can come anytime. It can come at any moment. It can come in the first meeting, it can come in the 10th meeting. That's all a result of our own build-up in connection to that Guru over lifetimes. Sounds a bit weird and freaky, but if you think about it, how many of you are in this group? About 25 of us. How many people are there in the world? I actually don't know, so I'm actually asking you. 8 billion, right?
8 billion.
8 billion. Out of 8 billion, how come you 25 ended up here at this discussion about Guru? There's no such thing as random as much as we'd like to think. So in some way, each of us has worked really hard in order to come and sit and be able to reflect on this topic, to reflect on the tattva, the essence of the Guru. And so these three types of gurus exist. And then there's the Antaryami Guru, the guru that is within. And so this guru within is no different to Bhagavan. It's not that within me there is my soul, there is my guru, there is God. Not a lot of real estate here, to be very honest. So we must understand that actually when we think of guru, guru is God only. When we have a sincere desire, a sincere seeking for the truth, a sincere seeking for happiness that is not going to end as soon as that morsel goes down my throat, or as soon as that film ends. When that little bit of desire, that little bit of quest for the truth comes in our heart, then Bhagavan, the universe, God, Ishwar, whatever term you want to give the ultimate truth, comes into our life as the Guru. So each of these four Gurus is Bhagavan only, just in a different form, in a different manifestation, with a different flavor, because at that point in time, it's what we need to help us evolve. So sometimes people have this query that there is God and there is Guru. But when we think of God in an absolute sense, maybe some of you have heard this word Brahman, yes or no? Anybody not familiar with the word Brahman? No? Okay, very good. Brahman essentially means the big, the vast, and Brahman is the substratum of everything that we see. Brahman essentially does nothing, because doing means there is change. And if we think of the absolute truth, truth never changes. Even in transactional world, usually if I'm telling the truth, it means I'm telling you something that is not changing. The truth is this carpet is blue. The truth is this chair is covered in a white cloth. Transactionally, this is the truth. It's not changing. So in an absolute sense, the absolute truth absolutely cannot change. So how is this absolute truth suddenly coming as Guru, is taking form, is losing form, is changing form? The explanation that we're given by the tradition is that Guru is that embodiment of love and compassion. Love and compassion never change. But when they come and they manifest in front of us in our limited way, our senses are limited. But we need guidance to move from limited to unlimited. And so the unlimited, out of love and compassion, takes this form of Guru. So this Guru comes in many different ways. Guru particularly comes as Satguru, which is that link. That link that we see, that is considered the Satguru. Now, so far, any questions? Anything that's not clear? This is base understanding of Guru. So if we have this base understanding, it gives us so much clarity into the living tradition of Sanatana Dharma, of Hinduism. Because people will come up to you at some point in your life, if you discuss your faith, and they'll be like, okay, but how do you know that this is not going to die out like the Greeks or the Romans? The answer is because there are gurus. Because there are teachers who are living, who keep the tradition alive and keep the knowledge contemporary and relevant to our life, which is why this knowledge stays alive. This tradition continues even today. If you think about it, how much invasion have we suffered as a nation, as a culture? But yet, we're sitting here in East Asia discussing the topic of Guru. Amazing, no? If we give it a little bit of thought. So much resilience. But I go off topic. Any questions so far? No? Everything's clear? So if I ask you, will you be able to answer?
Try.
You can try? Okay. Actually, no, I won't put you to
Thank you.
So this is just an overview of what guru means really. What is the guru? And then we get more detail as we study further in the scriptures. In the Mundaka Upanishad, it's described that the spiritual guru, the Sat Guru, has two qualities. One is Shrotriya and the other is Brahmanishta. Shrotriya means the guru is well learned and fully has assimilated the knowledge that is in the scriptures. So it's not just theoretical knowledge, but it's the blueprint from which they operate. And Brahmanishta, which means they have experienced the truth that they have studied or they have heard of from the scriptures. The reason Shrotriya, hearing, is so important is because in our tradition, everyone's minds were so strong, they didn't need words written down. The guru spoke, the disciple heard, reflected, understood, that was that. There was no need for the written script. So this Shrotriya word is just a broad category, so to speak. So important for the guru to be well learned in scripture and have personal direct experience of the truth. Brahmanishta. Brahma as in Brahman, the big. So this guru, that is Shrotriya Brahmanishta, then connects us to the guru within. The guru outside is nothing but a manifestation of the guru within, only because our mind is not purified enough to hear the words and the guidance of the guru within. So again, compassion and love, guru comes outside and says, okay, you need something, I'm here. Listen to what I'm saying, do what I tell you to do. Purify the mirror of your heart, and then it will reflect the truth. That is the inner guru. So the inner guru is actually not a person, but it's the purified mind which can clearly reflect the truth so that I experience it for myself. This is a very high level guru understanding. But when we relate it to our day-to-day life, we experience the inner guru actually more often than we think. How often do we intuitively know how much salt to put in food? Or how much do we understand this friend of mine, I can see something's not quite right. Let me check in. Or I instinctively know the right thing to say to the person when they're having this experience. Or someone is struggling with something and I don't need to see anything. I already know I need to do this. We see this with parents a lot actually. They instinctively know that something's off with the child and they know what to do to fix it. And with helpers, this is very, very obvious actually. Helpers know exactly how to serve in the right way at the right time. Because that manifestation of guru is there. They're very clear on what needs to be done, what is not right. Why? Again, links us back to, well, this takes us into my question to all of you was, who is a good disciple? Right? So far what have we seen? We've seen different kinds of gurus. We've seen meaning of guru. First we saw meaning of guru. Then we saw different kinds of gurus. Then we saw specific meaning of spiritual guru. Someone who is well versed in scripture and has experienced the truth for themselves. And that this outer guru is nothing but a manifestation of the inner guru. And who is the inner guru? The purified mind that can clearly see the truth. And we experience it regularly. We have glimpses, moments. And so now I have a question for all of you. Is who is a good disciple? I gave you a bit of a hint actually, which I shouldn't have. It slipped. So who is a disciple? What makes a good disciple so that the inner guru can be heard? I won't say the inner guru speaks. The inner guru is always speaking in a silent way. But why can't we hear the inner guru?
Awareness.
Awareness. So the awareness makes a good disciple. Okay. Anything else?
I think it's someone who can control the mind.
Someone who can control the mind. But then if I can control the mind, do I need guru?
Or quiet down the mind.
Wouldn't that be the same thing? I'm just being cheeky and asking questions. But continue. Tell me. What do y'all think? One who listens attentively and practices. Practices what? What you are taught. So a good disciple practices what they have taught. What they have taught. Very true. Anything else? One who gives respect. Very nice. I can't hear anything from the back.
Learns very fast.
Sorry?
Learns very fast.
Learns very fast. Oh, I'd be a really bad disciple then. I take a while to learn things.
You know what they have to do.
We know. Actually, that is very
You know what they have to
that is very accurate. In the Kathopanishad, it's described that the three different kinds of. It's not described, but it's hinted at, and then in the commentary, Adi Shankaracharya explains it further. That there are three kinds of disciples: the ones who know what the guru needs before they even speak, the one who does what the guru is told, and the one who doesn't do what the guru says even when told. So these are the kinds of disciples. Note, this poor disciple who can't listen is still considered a disciple, very lenient. The guru is very compassionate. If you don't listen to me, okay, no problem, you're still my disciple. I'll figure out how to break through. Someone who wants to learn. Someone who wants to keep learning also, yes.
Someone who asks advice, someone who asks questions. It's written in the.
Very good. You've taken my answer away.
Sorry. You know, it's like somebody who asks a question, but the way he asks the question is also
Yes.
specific.
So that verse, thank you. Actually, beautiful segue. I don't have to do much explanation. So in Bhagavad Gita it's written, Tad vidhi pranipatena pariprashnena sevaya upadekshyanti te jnanam jnaninas tattvadarshinaha. Which means that Tad vidhi, know the truth, know that truth. How? By humility, pranipata, by bowing down to the Guru. And this bowing down doesn't mean only just doing namaskaras all the time, but it means internally that sense of surrender, that this person knows the truth and they can guide me to the truth, and they can guide me only when I let go of what I think is right or wrong, or what I think I can control, what I cannot control. If I give that up just to learn, at least while I'm a student, then success is almost guaranteed. So pranipatena pariprashnena. So in the Upanishads it's written that this knowledge is not just given, it has to be asked for. So which means we have to do our own reflection, we have to do our own thinking and ask ourselves the hard questions. Am I happy doing what I'm doing? What do I need to be happy? Do I need anything to be happy? How will I understand how to be happy? These questions, when they come, then we are starting to become a student, a disciple. So pranipata, pariprashna, and the last one is seva. Seva is so important because it helps us clean the mind of our likes, our dislikes, our opinions, and it helps us tune into the Guru. This tuning in is very important because that's how we actually absorb the knowledge and make it our own. If we're not tuned in, our mind is somewhere else. Body may be here, but mind is thinking, I need to go here, I need to go there, I need to go shopping, I need to buy this, I need to take care of the kids, I need to take care of my mom and dad. Mind is nowhere to be seen when you are in front of the teacher. So this seva is also an attitude that we have to cultivate. When these are there, then knowledge takes place. Then there is clarity, then there is development, evolution, progress, whatever you want to call it. And It doesn't even have to be about spiritual life if you think about it. If I want to learn art, I have to be humble enough to admit I don't know. I have to ask the teacher, please teach me this. I've heard about this. I'd like to learn this. Then it's up to the teacher to guide how she wants to guide you on that art. And seva. Today we consider seva as simple payment or a fee. But if you look at it traditionally, seva means you have to take care of the needs of the teacher. If someone has to teach, they should be able to focus and think about what they're teaching and have clarity. So if a teacher suddenly has to think, oh, I need to go and buy this, or I need to clean my house, I need to do XYZ job, think of like the olden days. It's distracting for the teacher. So when the student does this seva and takes care of the needs of the teacher is actually free to teach. In the Upanishads, there's a description, there's a full story actually in the Chandogya Upanishad. One of the Upanishads is there, that Indra and Virochana. Indra is the king of Devatas and Virochana is the king of the Asuras. They go to Brahma and they say, please teach us that knowledge knowing which there is nothing else to be known. Teach us the highest knowledge. And he says, okay, stay in the ashram, serve for 1 year, and then I will teach you. And so for a year, they stay in the ashram and they serve. They're cleaning, cooking, gathering firewood, doing the most menial of jobs. And these are kings, bear in mind. If a king for a whole year can agree to do these kinds of things for this knowledge, imagine how precious it must be. And this knowledge comes only from Guru. And so after a year, they do this whole seva. They hear the same teaching. Virochan does not get it. And he goes with a misunderstood version of what the Guru has taught him. Indra thinks something's not quite right. I don't get it. So he goes back to the Guru and he says, something's not right. I don't understand. He says, okay, stay, serve for another. It's actually quite long. It's not 1 year. I think it was quite a while. Essentially, he serves for a long time and does the same thing again and again and again every day, serving the Guru by cleaning, taking care, all of these things. This happens not once, not twice, 3 times, until finally the Guru gives the same teaching each time, but Indra finally understands. What was different? Teaching was not different. Student was not really that much different. Guru was not that much different. What was the turning point? The readiness to learn was there. So again, Pranipata, they were very humble, surrendered. They asked the question. Guru agreed to teach. Guru taught. But why it took Indra so many times to get it, and why Virochan completely misunderstood?
Maybe the surrender part was not.
Surrender was there, no? For full how many years they served?
Consistency.
Consistency of what?
Doing the same and listening the same and learning.
Consistency of the purpose.
Consistency of the purpose.
To learn, to absorb what he has learned from it.
According to Virochan, he fulfilled his purpose, even though he misunderstood. Indra did not fulfill his purpose because he felt something was not right. He didn't understand. Time lapse?
Let's say each time to the year,
Hmm.
so it becomes 3 years.
Hmm.
Now, in that first year, the contemplation of what they understood was different to their contemplation of 2 years, and then there for 3 years. So that the space and time for understanding is different each session.
Possibly. But there's only 3 sessions. Guru has taught the same thing every session.
So the seva taught him humility.
Okay?
So that I would say maybe he was not willing to listen. His ego was blocking him from learning, and every time he did the seva,
his ego got put lower, right?
Mm.
Because he was doing basic everyday duties and that just emptied the mind from the ego that I know. And probably that's why the third time he had learned humility. Because that is what Seva teaches you,
Yes.
how to be humble.
It was that seva. So there was surrender because he was willing to do the work. There was the questioning because they asked the question. But that seva is what made all the difference. The seva brought that humility. The seva brought that awareness that what my guru is teaching me is correct. I have to purify my mind so I can understand. Very often I see many seekers, they very sincere, there's no doubting their sincerity. But their patience with themselves and with the guru is lacking. And what happens is we lose out on beautiful opportunities. I say patience with both, huh? So it's not me going and like smashing on everybody, being like, you're not patient enough. But that's a matter of fact, is that when we don't get something, it's very easy for us to point fingers outside and say, oh, you didn't teach me well. When I was in high school, we had to write essays in liberal studies. I was in the local system, so we had liberal studies as a subject, and you had to write different essays on different topics. So it could be politics, society, environment, whatever. And one of the topics that came up in a mock exam was Little Emperor Syndrome, where children, because they're either one child or they only two children in a family, they're so pampered by their parents that the children no longer think they can do anything wrong. Which means if they don't do well in school, the parents don't scold the child. They don't, okay, maybe not scold, but they don't correct whatever the child is doing so that their learning is better. They complain to the teachers and they say, you're not teaching my child properly. What am I paying you school fees for? Why is the system not working in my child's favor? Why is my child not the best at everything? Parents' attitude is reflection of our attitude actually. Why me? Why not me? Why am I not getting it? Why am I not enlightened and amazing and able to love all, serve all? Why am I not able to do that? Must be some technique is not right since Guru has not taught me properly. I think if I meditate standing up, then I'll get it. Sitting down meditation, I'm falling asleep. Guru didn't teach me properly. I'm doing japa. This mantra is not working. Maybe I should choose a different mantra to the one my Guru gave. Then it'll work faster. It's easy to point out the faults outside. But in Vedanta we learn that ultimately, no matter what happens outside, if it's not purifying me inside, nothing will work. Nothing will change. So this Guru within is attained, is honored, is worshipped through purification of the mind. This purification, how to do it, we are taught by Guru outside. So that's usually through the words of saints, through the guidance that they give us. Sometimes even a look from the Guru changes something within us. I'm sure many of you who've been to Puttaparthi have experienced this, that just a glance can, something happens. Just a touch of something can create a huge difference. Just sitting in the space in which the Master has been creates a huge difference. So even though there is no physical presence all the time, which I think the Guru also would probably be like, enough, like, I cannot be around you all the time, like, stop, enough. We don't like to be with our kids all the time also. At some point we're like, you go to school, I will go to work, my dear husband, my dear wife, I love you very much, but I'm going to go sit in the next room so I don't bite your head off. But when the connection to Guru within is there, we don't feel it. We don't feel that sense of, I need a bit of space. That connection is so strong when the mind is purified. The connection is so full of love, so full of joy. And There are many ways to go about this. So one way was actually the dhyana that we did at the beginning. Many traditions at the beginning of the day, they'll say that a good student, they say good very loosely, but like someone who's sincere will get up in the morning and they'll sit, and for a few minutes they'll simply meditate upon the Guru being present at the crown of the head. Sometimes there's a physical form that we can associate with the Guru, sometimes there isn't. But the idea is, this is where knowledge sits in the head. So acknowledging that the Guru's place is above, because from the Guru only I gain knowledge. So acknowledging that this is the place of the Guru, if I start my day, then my connection develops deeper and deeper. Okay. So far any questions? Everything is clear so far? See, either I'm not doing a good job or you all are very, very smart and there are no questions. Or both. You know what they say about people who don't have questions, right? Either they've understood everything or they've understood nothing. But I think you all have understood everything. I'll give you that. But I want to hear from you. Ultimately, that's what I would do. Please tell me, what do you think can help you connect with Guru within? And there is no right or wrong answer. I can share with you a few ways that I have understood.
I have a question. You said you start off your day with the Guru. How, what do you mean by that? What is that practice? What is
Just a visualization of the Guru being, just as how we sat and we visualized the lotus at the top of the head, and the Guru's feet are within that lotus, and we experience the grace and the blessings flowing through. That's the simplest meditation that we can do for the Guru in the start of the day. Many traditions will have this practice. That's what I meant. But literally, that's just what you can do. Some people will experience a lot of connection in silence. So spending 5 to 10 minutes in silence and observing what thoughts come, what thoughts go, what thoughts linger. That is a way to connect with the Guru, because the Guru guides. So when we have this practice of introspection, of daily introspection, then we're able to learn how to see those thought patterns that are not serving us, to see what we want to change and actively change it as we go through the day. So today I've gone through my day and I see I wanted to change this particular thought. Like, for example, I don't like eggplant. And for lunch, eggplant was given to me. When I sat down and I saw the eggplant, I thought, oh, I really don't like eggplant. Now at the end of the day, I can see that I've detected this dislike. And I understand that holding on to it is not going to serve me anyway. So then I substitute that with a thought of gratitude. I have food on my plate today. And then I try and practice it the next time. So this ability to sit, observe, detect, negate that negative thought, substitute it with a positive thought, and then continue to grow. This is a practice of introspection that connects us to inner Guru. Because inner Guru will always guide us to evolve. Make sense? So I've given you I've given you 3 practices so far. Now I want you all to tell me, what do you think you can do? You journal at the end of the day. Very nice. So yeah, actually this introspection can be done with a journal, which is very helpful in the initial stages. And then gradually it can happen at points in the day. Like at your lunch break, you can spend 5 minutes looking at the day so far. And then in the evening, you can look at the rest of the day. One way. Very nice. Anything else? how is that connecting you to Guru?
I think just getting to a calmer state feels more connection. Because in the day you're fluttering, connecting with really important. So just feeling that connection first.
Possibly.
No, it may not go into what I need to be doing, but it's just a way of getting to that level where you can calm.
Nice preparatory practice for sure. You were saying? So based on our now understanding of Guru, how do you find you can connect closer to Guru? What is your thought? What do you think will help you? Discipline, very nice. Cultivating discipline. So the beauty of things like discipline, compassion, kindness is that if you practice it in one aspect of your life, it's easy to translate. We think of transferable skills on a regular basis, right? If I can have a conversation with someone in a therapeutic setting, I'm able to have a conversation with someone in a social setting. So just that ability to transfer that skills is so important. And when we do it with our disciplines, if I can set a discipline for myself and say, okay, for 30 days, 40 days, 90 days, I decide I'm not going to eat sugar, or I'm going to exercise 3 times a week. Now that I've cultivated that discipline outside in this area of my life, it's easy to transfer. That muscle has been awakened, it's been strengthened. Very nice. Discipline. Discipline of any kind helps connect us to Guru, because when I'm disciplined in one area and I get a teaching from Guru, I get an instruction from Guru, my mind is not going to be like, nah. I can then discipline my mind and say, no, we've done it before, we can do it again. That's why small wins make such a big difference. And many psychology papers will talk about small wins in the day. Making your bed first thing. Drinking water first thing in the morning, because it gives you that sense that I'm awake. Doing 5 minutes of something to start off. Convince yourself, I'll do it for 5 minutes. And then eventually you'll end up doing it for 15, 20 minutes. That's how we convince ourselves to do work a lot of the time. I'll just do it for 5 minutes. Then you get engaged, and then you finish the task in 20 minutes, which is very good. What took us so long to do, we've managed to do. Another thing that we can do, anything else? This is very simple. I thought you would know. Two more, actually. One of this you all are very familiar with. And I said this as part of the qualities of a disciple. So remember, connecting with the Guru means I have to be a good disciple. And what makes a good disciple? Seva. Surrender. And? The attitude of learning. Yes. So this seva, this is so important. The Sai Center is known for seva. But when we do that seva with the awareness that it's purifying my mind so that I can connect to the Guru and I can learn from the Guru, wow. The mundaneness of the seva that can sometimes set in is transformed. Because now even writing something, signing something, folding something, vacuuming something becomes purification of the mind. Okay, last one maybe a little technical. Maybe some of you may be doing it, some of you may be not. Try. I want to hear from someone that hasn't spoken yet. Into what? Hint.
It was a hint.
Oh yeah, I didn't think of that one, but yeah, prayer, definitely. We cannot underestimate the power of prayer, whether it's ritualistic, as people would say, or speaking to God, or writing to God, or writing to the Guru. Prayer, very, 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 very regular prayer. Not just prayer, but regular. That offering of a flower every day, the lighting of the lamp every day. That is very, very powerful reminder for the mind. Because it's more tangible, it's more interaction based, so it's easy to connect. What else, what else, what else, what else? What do I gain from Guru? Very simple, don't think too deep about it. What do I gain from Guru?
Knowledge.
Knowledge. So what do I have to do with that knowledge?
Practice.
Okay, and what does that also mean? Gaining knowledge. What do I do with knowledge?
Practice. Transform yourself.
Y'all are too high level for me. Study. Study. Guru's giving me teaching. I have to revise. I have to re-go through it. I have to revise. I have to study it again and again and again until it becomes part of who I am and how I operate in the world. Guru will say, I am God, you are God. Sit in meditation. I am the light is in me. Power. And then, forgot.
Something happened.
What happened? Nothing happened. Why? Because I didn't go through the svadhyaya. I didn't go through the self-study. So self-study of some kind regularly of the Guru's teachings, of the Guru's words, connects us to the Guru. And I'll give you, okay, I'll reveal a little secret. Guru gives us knowledge. Knowledge sits in the mind, which is also the intellect. And when the mind is purified, the intellect guides us as per the data it has been fed. Which means Guru's physical presence gives me the input for my inner Guru, which then operates even when physical Guru is not there. It becomes my consciousness. So if I remind myself regularly of what my Guru has taught me, my mind becomes like my Guru's mind. And then I operate in the world as per his teachings. And what is Guru teaching us? Only good things. So even if we take one thing, even Guru Nanak Sahib says, right, that if we take just one teaching of the Guru and we can live that completely, there's nothing that can't be achieved. So this inner Guru is nothing but that pure intellect imbued with the knowledge that we receive from the Guru. And when it is purified, the knowledge of the Guru shines forth, the truth shines forth, and we simply live as per that truth. We live as that truth. So this is very sometimes it can feel like, wow, this is so exciting, wow, so far away. But some people may feel it's like, oh, maybe another lifetime, maybe not this lifetime. But okay, don't feel so disheartened. It can happen this lifetime. We should have that much faith that the Guru is not going to leave me behind. So this connection to Guru happens in so many ways. From outside to inside, from inside to outside. So sometimes it's hard to draw the line because they're so deeply intertwined. But from where you are, you know what your stage is, actually speaking. If you take a minute to think about it, you know, you've received so much knowledge already, which is why you're here. So all it takes is regular practice of these sadhanas, of these processes of purification. So what did we come up with? Daily introspection, regular prayer, puja, whatever you want to call it. Connecting to the teacher through regular study of their teachings. And one more.
Seva.
Seva. Yes. Through seva. Dedicated service towards the Guru. This can be anything, huh? One beautiful thing about some traditions, the Pushti Marg tradition, where they bring Sri Krishna home, and once they bring that murti home, the Guru has infused life into the murti of Sri Krishna, and they bring the murti home. That home is his. It's no longer my house. It is Thakurji's house, and the whole house runs as per Thakurji's schedule. He gets fed 3 times a day. He gets woken up. He gets put to sleep. Throughout the seasons, his room will also change. So in the summer, they have to have water placed. In the winters, they have to have a certain number of woolen clothes there. Everything is as per Thakurji. So if we consider our home to be our Guru's home, that we are just living in, wouldn't we be so much more conscious, so much more careful, so much more full of that attitude of service? Yes or no?
Yeah.
It's hard initially, but like all good things, if you push through, you'll experience the result. So I think I have spoken a lot. I want to see if you have any questions. Sorry.
When does silence come in?
Silence, as in? Yeah, so that sitting in silence, introspection, that comes together. Sorry, Auntie, I really can't hear you. It's not so much about not identifying with the thoughts, but it's more observing them and seeing them and noticing thought patterns. Once we're able to do that, then automatically we can create that distance, that I'm not this thought, I'm not this thought process. But from where we are when we start, it's very hard to disconnect and say this is my mind and this is me. Because then it can sometimes feel a little bit like I don't know anything else. Like I don't know beyond this. So when we start by observing the mind. Only then do we gradually progress as we do this introspection. Then automatically you will notice that the kinds of thoughts you have will change. The quality of thoughts will change. And as your introspection goes on, you will start to wonder, who is having these thoughts? Where are they coming from? Where are they going? And so you may try to bring this thought in during your introspection, but sometimes you end up daydreaming as opposed to introspecting, and then it doesn't serve the purpose. So the simplest is your basic introspection. Never forget, foundations build an amazing stepping stone into deeper meditation. Right. Anything else? Any other questions?
So, you said this is my mind and this is me.
Yes.
You think something?
So that's what. So as we introspect, we start to gradually see that there's a distance between my thought and me. If I'm observing my mind, who is the observer? Because I cannot be in 2 places at the same time. If I'm sitting in this chair, I cannot be in that chair also. So if I am observing my mind, who is the observer? So that coming to that and holding on to that and going down that thought process is something that we can get stuck in the initial stages. And so that is usually not what we're guided to do in the beginning stages. That's why we're given the mantra, we're given visualizations, we're given a guidance on how to think so that we're able to then progress to our own inquiry as we strengthen that practice. It's kind of like you do drills before you go onto the pitch. You do your sprints before you go for your full trial run of the actual race itself. So this is like our spiritual warm-up in a way, or our spiritual gym, because you need that in order to actually perform later on outside. I don't lift dumbbells for the sake of lifting dumbbells. I lift dumbbells for the sake of actually being able to carry boxes in and out of my house, lift the suitcase onto the conveyor belt at the airport. That's what I do it for, right? So in the same way, these methods of introspection, of japa, of puja, they're all like that gym. They serve an extremely important purpose of preparing the mind for progress, for further teaching, essentially. Same with seva. If I don't clean the vessel, no matter what I put into it, it'll get dirty. Milk in a copper vessel that's not cleaned is going to spoil. Limitation of example, because knowledge can never get spoiled, but you get the idea, right? Anything else? Because I think also we're at time.
Would you also consider bhajans, bhakti, as part of the preparatory?
Yes, bhajans, puja, kirtan,
That
japa.
takes you to that sort of place where you feel very connected.
Yes, but it's not taking you anywhere. No, it's quietening and healing. Because there's no going. Right? There's no going, there's no coming for the self, there's no going, no coming for God. God is everywhere. But in bhajans, in puja and kirtan, in japa and meditation, what happens is I'm able to clean the mind a little bit. I'm able to glimpse the reflection a bit better. It's like cleaning. That's really what it is. It's cleaning. We say things like the mind gets lifted and the heart is transported. Yes, in some ways that is true. Because when you sit here, I'm sure you experience a bit of bharti yourself in bhajans. And so the mind is transported, yes. But in that transportation or that lifting, it's being purified. So we have to clean the vessel. That's what we're doing. But when we study what the Guru teaches us, it's pouring the milk. They go side by side. Okay, I'm sorry we've gone over time. But I want to try that dhyana again for 5 minutes before we conclude. So we'll all sit up nice and tall. Head, neck and back in a straight line. Feet comfortably on the ground or crossed. Take a deep breath in. Gently breathe out. Another deep breath in. And gently let go. With each deep breath in and out, allow the mind to become more alert and focused. With each out breath, let the body relax and sit firm. At the top of the head, the crown of the skull, bring to mind beautiful divine lotus once again. And within the lotus, visualize the feet of the Guru, the weight of their feet, the weight of their knowledge, the weight of their blessings. Allow them to ground you, protect you, comfort you. Heart, offering whatever you want to the Guru in gratitude for the day, for the week, for the month. Thank them for their guidance and blessings at each step of the way. Bowing down to the Sadguru. Also acknowledging all of the other gurus that we have had in our lives. Those that have taught us, that have brought us to our path, that have initiated us into our own practices, our own sadhanas. Mentally bowing down. We ask them to stay within our heart and guide us each day that we wake up to with enthusiasm to serve, to study, to surrender, and to live their teachings. Take a deep breath in. Gently breathe out. As you breathe in again, become aware of the body. Wiggle the toes and the fingers. Rub the palms together. Covering the eyes, gently open them and allow the light to slowly reach the eyes. How does everyone feel? A little bit more connected. If you don't, that's also okay, don't worry. Calm mind means it will connect easily. So then as you take the sadhanas back with you, you practice them, and you'll see the difference. I saw the difference. Thank you all.
Yes, Sarah. First, thank you to everyone for coming today and for listening to the talk. And a bigger thank you to Brahmachari Hanish for your talk today. The topic of honoring the true Guru within, I think, is so insightful. Although I was a little bit late, I had a lot that I could learn from. Usually at the end of study circles, we like to do one or two takeaways. Sorry, I know it's a little bit late, but if we all just hire a little bit, yeah. We like to do one or two takeaways to see what everyone has learned. And also we'll conclude today with a bhajan, a short bhajan, as well as a couple of prayers. So I'll start for the takeaways. One thing in particular you mentioned today that really hit home for me was how doing seva purifies the mind, and how the example of how the teaching suddenly hit the person after hearing it a few times. Personally, I think I've had this experience myself where I feel like, as some of us know, we hear Swami's teachings over and over again, and every time you hear it, if you're going through purification, the same teaching means something new, or something deeper, or something slightly different. And so I think that particular teaching today was particularly hit home for me, and it just reminds me as well for us to continue on with our seva as we try to keep purifying our mind, as you mentioned, to hear the true Guru within. So opening up to the floor, one or two people, maybe if they'd like to share one or two takeaways from today, maybe one from the men's side and one from the ladies. If anyone would like to volunteer.
Listen, I spoke for so long now. One of you has to come now.
So, I have a daily habit of, morning ritual. You wake up, before you leave the house, you do your pranams, your gratitude, your prayers, but that thing of the visualization and having the Guru on the top of your head, and the reflection at the end of the day, I think that is something that I need to and put into practice at some point, somehow. I'll get back to you on that.
Maybe one more from the men's. Any of the guys?
Is it still recording? We can stop recording.
I just stop recording.
No, it's fine.
It's okay.
A similar realization. I tend to jump out of bed like it's like, oh no, I missed my alarm, and I'm just like I'm straight in. So taking that minute, I think, is actually super helpful. But also the point about seva, I'm actually that story about Oriendra and going back and clearing through and just going back again and again. And just some lessons or some messages to Sanji's point are worth repeating and just understanding. Sort of like not a great analogy, but Shrek and onions and layers and peeling that through.
Thank you. So to end off, we'll end with one bhajan, the food prayer, and then Samasta Loka, if that's okay. Just one more time, a very heartfelt thank you to Brahmachari Hanish. We really appreciate you coming, taking the time to speak to us. As you know, every study circle, even one teaching takeaway is more than you can imagine. So thank you once again.
Thank you.
So we'll now end, and just a reminder as always to kindly keep inside.
Yuga
Brahmarpanam
Brahmahavir Brahmagno Brahmanautam Brahmeva tena gantavyam Brahma karma samadhina Aham Vaishwanaro bhutva Praninam vehamashritaha Pranapana samayuktaha Prajanyanam chaturvedam Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Samasta loka sukhino bhavantu. Samasta loka sukhino bhavantu. Samasta loka